Hello and welcome to the Knitting Traditions Podcast. My name is Inga and this is my little corner on the internet where I talk about my knitting. It's the 1st of December and the lights just turned out outside because apparently it's dark. It's noon. I put on my most red sweater for you guys today and I'm having some tea from my Advent organic tea calendar. This is orange and some sort of berry. I am wearing the Dandelion pullover by pareira in 2 yarns. I knit this in murky depths and isager silk mohair. And this combination of yarn has actually gotten me a long way, which I will show you in the finished objects part. Sorry if I look a bit tired. I am. Just have the day off today before working double shifts this weekend. So I'm just enjoying the day. I tried to record a little bit of like every day unboxing the advents and such for a little what would you call it? Where podcasters do it every, like a vlogmas, but it's not me. I might put it at the end of the video because I still haven't had the chance to go on many hikes and gotten any beautiful footage for you guys, so maybe I'll add it there. But it's just this is the regular format is what I know how to do, so that's what I'll do. Before I get into the finished objects, I want to let you guys know who won the Woolly Knit and Knitting Traditions makealong, because it's December 1st and I've drawn the winner. The first winner is the one who gets £75 gift card on Woolly Knit's website, and that is Knit to Ply. I'll put the Instagram photo that she won with up here. And then the lovely cat from Heather and Hobbs also donated some patterns, so I will also get in contact with Summer Knits, Julia Knits _ Purl _ in _ the _ Atlantic, and Map and Knit, so that you guys can get like a coupon code for a free pattern from Heather and Hobbs. So yes, that was a really fun make along, and I'm so grateful to Woolly Knit for reaching out, and I hope that you guys enjoyed as well, and that maybe you got introduced to some new lovely rustic yarns. We are still running the rustic knit along until sometime after Christmas Eve, because I have some days off then. I'll draw a winner, so if you want to participate in that, use this hashtag on Instagram before Christmas Eve and knit something using some sort of non-superwash, plastic-free natural fiber, and it needs to be a finished object to win using the FO hashtag. Alright, so that was a little bit of admin. Another comment, a few viewers have, well, forever, all of my episodes, commented that they have problems hearing me talk and that I should get a microphone. I just wanted to say that I have a professional microphone. I've had several professional microphones trying to resolve this issue. And on my editing software, I also amped the volume up to 200%, which is the max that it will let me. And still, there's a few people out there who have issues with the sound, and I am so sorry. I don't know what else I can do. I'm already editing and I've invested in several microphones. Nothing seems to work. I did find an article somewhere months ago about that some software in the US have a different sound setting than in Europe and the rest of the world, so that might be an issue, that the audio file is not compatible with that machine. So in that case, you could try, if you're watching out on your computer, to watch it on your phone or TV instead and see if that helps. I know that's not ideal, but that's the only advice I have to try. I don't know what else I can do. If anyone's a sound wizard, you could let me know if there's anything I could do. But yeah. Let's get into our knitting, shall we? So, I'm also wearing the watch cap hat with some yarn that I was gifted from Knit Crate, which is I'm an affiliate member of Knit Crate, so I get a little bit of money when people use my coupon code or link below. So just to be open about that, I really like the watch cap hat. If you've been with me for a while, you know this. If you're new here, then welcome. I hope you enjoy the rest of the content. So maybe we can start with the first finished object. You might see a little bit of similarity as to what I am wearing. So I have finished these socks that I've been knitting on for a while. I haven't shown them on the podcast because I haven't had them in the house. They've kind of been an on-the-go knitting. And these are my murcy sock pattern with a rounded toe, which I took from my rustic cable socks. And it's knit top down with this, the microphone is shading the lighting. Focus. Yeah, the heel construction that my grandmother taught me. It's a simple vanilla sock really, and I've knitted with the same fibers as this. So a single strand of fingering, which was 100% superwash merino, I believe in this. And because I'm not a big fan of how superwash feels, I paired both with a silk mohair. And silk mohair also gives sturdiness to the pattern, so I really like it for socks, so I can basically use whatever yarn that I have almost, pair it with the silk mohair, and it can be used for socks because both the silk and the mohair adds strength to the other yarn so that it's more sturdy and can be used on the feet. So that is my first finished object. Now these are knit for my sized feet, which is always the easiest. It's a bit more tricky when I want to knit socks for gifts because I don't really know if it will fit without making them try it on. So I think I will keep these for myself just because I really like the color, and I have one pair in like a mint color, and I really like those socks. They're great bed socks, in the house socks, and I just want another pair. Maybe I can have one here and one at the cabin. So that was my first finished object, and I have them on these sock blockers that I bought online on Etsy. I don't remember the name. It was something with friend. I'll see if I can find it and put it below. But you chose like a floral design to put on, and then it's the sizing, and you could write something. So I put Knitting Traditions on mine. I will say that the yarn does like pick up on the rough edging, so I might just file it down. I haven't done it yet because it has a nice coloring, because they've like put color on it. So that might destroy it a bit if I were to file it down, but I think I will have to at some point so that the fibers don't snag too much on the sock blockers. And the next finished object is also a pair of socks. So I've been knitting a lot of hats for Christmas gifts, but I do have some family members who I know would really like some socks. Probably would wear socks more than hats, so I decided to make some socks. So me and Matthias, we were in Oslo, the capital, for the weekend, and when we got there he was really tired. The hotel was inside a shopping mall, and I saw that they had a knitting store, so I left him at the hotel room, and then I went shopping and I bought some yarn, and I finished a pair of socks. So this yarn is a sock yarn from Sandnes garn, which I have not tried before. It's new to me. It's a DK weight sock yarn. I'll see if I have the ball band. I do have the ball band. So it's called spøtegarn, which basically mean stockings yarn. I bought 2 colors, so I bought 2 balls in this color, which is, it's not white or beige, but somewhere in between. And it's a mix of alpaca, merino, and nylon. 40% alpaca, 40% merino, 20% nylon. And it's 135 meters per 50 grams. And it does not say anything about being superwash or not, so I think it's not superwash. It does say to use wool detergent, so I'd like to think that it's a non-superwash yarn. So I bought 2 balls of this and 1 ball of this, and then I also bought 1 ball of tynn silk mohair from Sandnes garn in the same colorway as this. I was intending on knitting a sock tube, but then I realized that I would not have enough of the white yarn to make 2 pairs of socks. I would probably have enough to make like 3 single socks. So what I did is I cast on the ribbing in the contrast color with the mohair, just to add a little bit more of squishiness to the heel and toes and also more durability. And then I knit a tube with 1 skein of the light color until I had around about 33 centimeters or 30, not counting this part. And that's what the lovely podcaster behind the Republic of Me has done for some of her sock gifts. So she inspired me. So I used the same as her, and then I did a rounded toe. And then I measured it on my boyfriend's foot, who's a 43 European size. And I cut into the tube and did an afterthought heel. Now it's a little bit snug on his foot, so this would probably be better for a European 42. So I might give this to the one of my brothers with the smallest feet. We shall see how that goes. And I did the second sock the same way, and I knit the toes and the heels in, or I did both the heels in one go. So it really did help me get over the second sock syndrome, because the part that really kind of slows me down is when I have to do heels. So this was really nice. It's a very soft and lovely sock. I really like this yarn for socks. So yeah, really liked it. And I liked it so much that I wanted to cast on another pair of socks for gifts, because it's December and I'm kind of feeling like I need to produce a little bit of gifts. Not that I have to, but you know, we put pressure on ourselves. So I had a little bit left of each of the beigey white, off-white yarn. So I decided to pair it with some really old stash yarn. This, I believe, is tynn, which is a mohair blend, silk mohair blend, I believe, that I had in my stash. And I also had some fjord sock yarn that I bought at the hillesvåg mill, which is also sort of DK weight. So I figured I could use this for the cuff, heels, and toes for a really soft and squishy yet sturdy fabric. And then use the fjord sock yarn for the other part. And I've already finished it. It flew off the needles. I knit it on 3.5 millimeter needles. The other ones I believe I knit on 3.5 there too, I think. So it knits up quite fast. So as you can see here, you have the contrasting which has a nice little halo to them. And here I did like a regular toe with a Kitchener. Like you decrease here, 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 and here on every second row, and then when it looks like you just have a little bit of stitches like this left, you do a Kitchener stitch bind off on the toe. It's the same as the afterthought heel, really. So I wanted to do that for these ones, just to have a bit more symmetry, whilst these were a different toe construction, just a rounded toe. Both are nice. These I had a little wider tube when knitting it, and it's more stretchy than the other socks. And I also did the heel just a little bit further back than the other ones. So these ones are good for a European 43-44. So these will be gifted. I'm really happy with how these turned out. It wasn't as pleasurable to knit with the Fjord sock yarn. It was quite hard on the hands. It's a very rustic sock yarn, and it felt quite rough on the hands, especially contrast to the really soft alpaca, silk, mohair components in this part. So it's a high contrast, but I think they're going to be really nice and warm. I really like the look of them, and it has the warmth and the softness combined. So I think it's a really nice way of doing socks. So I'm happy with them. And let's see. The Fjord Sokkegarn 2 is what this was called. And it's the color 510, dark green. And let's see, it's 80% Norwegian wool and 20% nylon. It's a non-superwash, and it's not a soft wool, I would say, but it's definitely gonna be nice and warm. And what else? I have one more finished object. I did another hat. Hat. This is a 1x1 rib where I did the decreases that you find on the watch cap hat by Purl Soho. I just think it's really nice. Really nice. And the yarn that I used is the yak merino from Lang Yarns. I have bought 2 bowls in several colorways, and I've knit several hats for Christmas gifts. And I just really like them. This is going to be a gift. I haven't decided who is getting which hat yet. I just need to look at which knitted items I have and who's gonna get what. Let's put the white back on. It's more festive with the red and white. And yes, I think this is all that I have left of the Fjord. It would be enough for a contrasting heel, cuff, and toe, so I might cast on another pair. I also have this yarn in yellow, orange, and I believe black from some unnamed sales crate that they had at the mill. So I might use it together with that, or I might use it together with some other yarn. It's fun to mix and match. This is what I have left of the Murky Depths, and I also sent the other one that I have of this as the stash advent to Lisa. She and I and many other podcasters have done an advent swap. Lisa Kitsch. I'll put it here. She has a really, really lovely podcast called And So On. So I sent her some 24 minis, and Amy Palco sent me some 24 minis, and I will show you today's first advent opening at the end of this video. I also have some whips to show you guys. I'm just gonna have a bit of my now cold tea. I have several whips. So first whip you've seen before, this is the Copenhagen cardigan by Petite Knit, and I've used woolly knit Loden green together with a drops kid silk that I've had in my stash for ages. A very old stash yarn. And I've just finished one ball of that one. So I have done one sleeve. One sleeve is done. And I'm currently working on the second sleeve. And I'm a little bit stuck on Sleeve Island. I have two sweater, this one and then the other whip, which are on Sleeve Island right now. And I just want to knit on everything else other than sleeves, but I will get it done because it's almost there. This is the Loden green, and I need to attach a new ball of the kid silk. So I've talked a lot about this in previous episodes. It's knit back and forth, it's stockinette, it has some really nice pockets, and you knit the button band together with the fabric and then you create buttonholes afterwards. So I'm really excited to see how that goes. Currently the button band is rolling in on itself and the lower edging is rolling up on itself. So I'm really hoping that with blocking everything will just stay put. The fabric is beautiful. It's warm and soft, and I mean, if you're very sensitive, you might find it prickly. I don't. I think it's really nice, and I can't wait to have it finished. So that is one of my soon to be done. At least knit-wise, it's not that much left to do, so that is one whip. Another whip on my needles right now is the Jules genser, which I've done a bit work on the sleeve since last time. Not that much. I'm almost about to do the ribbing, I think. I need to try it on again and see. Last time I wanted to do more before binding off, but it's getting there. So as soon as I've done the ribbing of this, I'll do the other sleeve and get going. It's just taking a long time on 3mm needles. I am using the recommended yarn in this pattern, which is tynn silk mohair from sandnes garn, and this is also some yarn that I've had in my stash forever. It says to use 6 balls for my size that I'm knitting, but I think I'll get away with 5 balls of it. And it's disintegrating because I've been throwing it around. But yes. Sleeve Island. I got more. I have been working on my bjørkraglan by Woodland Knits, and I've gotten a bit progress done since last time. So I'm currently working on the body, and I need to check the pattern to see how far I should go, and also how the ribbing looks in the pattern. I am thinking that this would be really nice with a long ribbing on the bottom in the flisselin color. I've used flisselin from Nutiden, which is this yarn, and I've used rust from plötulopi, which my boyfriend gifted to me. And I'm still using the first 2 cakes of each one, and I've gotten quite a bit done. So it really does go a long way, and it's knit double-stranded. The neckline will probably get folded down. I've had a little think about it. I think I want to fold it down and do a long ribbing on the bottom. So I just need to see, I've just gotten to the point where I could either start a new section of color work or start the ribbing. So I'll look at the pattern, I'll try it on and see what I want to do with it. Yeah, I really like this pattern. I think this is a very clever color work. It's beautiful. If you can't find your sizing in this pattern, then you can combine this pattern with a raglan that has your sizing, and I think that would work really great as well. So this, I believe I'm using as well the recommended needles for this pattern. I could check. 4.5 millimeter needles is what I'm using. And yeah, I really like it. I don't actually know if I've met gauge because I haven't measured, but it's going to fit. It's going to be oversized, so it's fine. I have 2 last whips. This one I cast on last night. I wanted to make some more socks, and I am going to do, since I'm thinking it's going to be a gift, I'm going to do an afterthought heel again, just because it'll go down easier for me. It'll be faster. So I cast on 64 stitches, and then I decreased to 54, and then I realized it was still quite wide for a female foot, at least for the people I'm thinking of. So I've decreased further down to 48 stitches, and I think that now it's good. I'm knitting it on 3 millimeter needles. These are 12-inch from Sandnes garn. I believe Addie also has them, and they're my go-to sock needles. I can just knit in the round. The yarn that I'm using is some yarn that I bought a while back, a year ago. I think I bought it around Christmas last year. And this is Beaver Slide Dry Goods Mule Spun yarn. And it's $15.95 US for a skein. It's yarn made from soft merino fleeces grown in the Montana Rocky Mountain front on our family-owned ranch, processed in Canada, where it's spun on an antique spinning mule. So this is approximately 4 Oz hank of 2-ply sock / sport weight yarn. It's 80% merino and 20% fine kid mohair, approximately 458 yards. And this is the natural cream colorway. I believe I got 4 or 5 colors in this yarn. This is the 2 that I'm using right now, and surprisingly I'm liking this color a lot more than I thought I would. This is the Hollyhock Heather. Now I'm not really a pink person, but this color here is beautiful. It's very nice and heathered. I think I bought this yarn intending it to be sock yarn because it has mohair content, which does add some strength to it, but when I was spinning it or winding it up, it just felt really nice and soft in a way that I was worried that, because it doesn't have a very high twist either, that it might get holes in them. It would be fine for house socks for me, but if I intend to gift them, I just need to make sure that they don't wear them in their boots once and it's full of holes. So I decided to pair it with a silk mohair, and again some old stash yarn of Drops Kid Silk. I think I bought this when I was studying in Poland. It was what was accessible to me. It's affordable. Don't know how much. I don't know where the fibers are from or a lot about the company, so you can make your mind up about that yourself, but I want to use what I have in my stash, and it's nice to pair with yarn with a simple white mohair. Silk mohair, if you like, I don't have a pink silk mohair that would go with this. If I don't have the right color, sometimes I just pair it with white. It will mute it down, but white goes with almost anything, I find. So I've held the silk mohair with both of these, and it does create a marled pink effect. So it's definitely lightened the color up. So, but I do think that I will have enough yarn to do these pair of socks, and then whatever I have left, I could do a sock tube for myself, or maybe some other accessories for me. So yeah, that is my newest whip, and I will run and get my last whip, which I forgot to... Oh, I actually have 2 more whips. I'll go and get... Alright, just had to run down the stairs and back up again. So, I have this whip going. Now, this could be another hat. It's a 1x1 ribbing, 104 stitches on 4mm needles. So it could be a hat for one of the men in the family, or what I might do, because again, I'm using the yak lang that I got. I have 2 balls of this colorway. This much left of the first ball, and then I have another. So I might just make this as a hat, or I might do a cowl, like a folded over cowl, and then use the scraps that I have in the different colorways to do some sort of front and back panel, and either keep it for myself or gift it for Christmas. And that way I'll have a cowl and I'll use up all the scraps in a good way, because it really is a very soft, squishy, lovely yarn. It's 70% merino extra fine and 30% yak. So this is one whip, which is go away face, which is something that I'm working on right now. And the final whip is what got me started on all of this sock craze. Is I decided to make a sock tube, and I'm hoping to make this sock tube long enough so that I can cut it into 4 pieces and make 2 pairs of socks. So I started with a ribbing, and I'm going to end with a ribbing as well. Cut it in half and then cut those 2 segments in half again. Do the toes and the cuffs, and then figure out where to put the different heels for two different sock pairs, so that I could gift it. So I might want to do a one that would fit me, and then another pair which are a bit longer for someone else, because I have a European size 38, and I know a lot of women in my family who have bigger feet than me. So yeah, I'm like 177 centimeters tall. A lot of Norwegian women are tall, and a lot of women have bigger feet than me. My mom has smaller, but other than that, I think I have the smallest feet of the people that I am knitting for. So it would be nice to make my size, and then I know how much more to add. Because when you cut in for the heel, it's easier to see how many more centimeters you want to move before cutting again on the second pair. And I keep talking so fast. I just want to sit down and knit right now. I'm getting excited by my whips. But I forgot to tell you what yarn I'm using. So this is some old stash yarn. This is the Moonrise. It's 100% superwash merino. It's a single ply sock, 400 meters from Grenouille Co. And this, I believe this might have been from the Advent. The first yarn Advent that I ever got was from Grenouille, and it was maybe 4 years ago. And I believe Moonrise was either like the last 100 gram skein that you sometimes get with an Advent, or I order more yarn from her because I like the Moonrise color. One or the other. But yes, I had this in my stash. Again, I don't love knitting with superwash merino and the feel of it. And also this doesn't have a nylon, so I paired it with the silk mohair from Drops that I had in my stash. And it does mute down the little color flecks, but you still see them. So it doesn't make a huge difference. I kind of like it. I'm not a huge like speckle kind of girl. I'm more of a muted one, and I think it's just going to be a really nice gift. So yeah, so this is something that I'm just slowly working on. I don't think I'm knitting these on 3mm needles. I can see because these are being knit on 3mm needles. So I'll just see. Yeah, I think these might be 2.75 or 2.5mm needles. So it is going a bit slower just because it's a really long tube, a smaller circumference, so it's a bit more fiddly and thinner needles. But I'm just really enjoying these. I do find that the heel construction of this fits really well. Like these are for me at least, this is the best fitting heel. But you have to knit back and forth. It's a few more steps. You can't just knit a long tube and then figure everything else out in the end. So when I have the mental capacity, I'll prefer to do this. But now that I just want to knit some socks that I know will do the job, I am enjoying just making tubes and figuring out the sizing and everything in the end. So that was all of my whips. I have some acquisitions to show you, and then let's get knitting. Or I mean, you can knit, but I have to show you, so my hands aren't free. So I have a little acquisition here. Maybe we can start with the Advent from Amy Palco. I've already opened it because, I tried to do the whole Advent vlogmas thingy, but no. So she sent me a lovely bag of yogi tea in the flavor rose, and nothing is focusing today. And I'm gonna enjoy this after I record. And she also sent me a cute little chocolate. It's Santa. And then she sent me a yarn, and I already put the tag in so that I wouldn't, because she put a tag in so I could see what it was. She sent me this beautiful yarn, and the advent between the podcasters is all stash yarn, so we're sending each other scraps of our stash, and it's getting a new home and a lot of love. So this is the Jameson Spindrift. 100 gram would be around 420 meters, so it's a fingering weight. This is 20 grams, so it's about 84 meters. And this is the color Oyster 290. And isn't it just beautiful? I'm really happy with this. I have not decided what to do with the Advents yet. I do like to open them and just collect them, waiting for the perfect project. Ideally, I would like to one day make a huge granny stripe blanket, but then, one Advent wouldn't be enough, so I'm sort of collecting them, thinking that one day that's what they're gonna be. It would also be nice to make some sock tubes maybe, but then maybe hold it with a silk mohair strand so that the whole sock is more sturdy for the feet. I haven't quite decided yet. If you do have some really lovely projects for scraps or advents that kind of look coherent, then you could put it down below. I find it really hard because sometimes, there's some colors, if you just do one day at a time, that maybe those 3 days in a row are really dark, and then the next 10 days are really light, and it just, I don't know. I'm a bit strange when it comes to colors, a bit picky, so I want to sort of, I'm a control freak. But yeah, I am going to put these somewhere nice so that I can show them off until I figure out what I'm going to do. I also bought 2 advents for myself from the same company because I am a little bit crazy, but Sakami Yarns, they produce some gorgeous colorways, hand-dyed yarns in some stunning compositions of different fiber. And I got their advent last year, which was a floral theme. And again, that one is hanging on my wall in my knitting room as a decoration, and I'm waiting for the perfect project in the future. But I really wanted to get their advent again, because this year they were doing more of like moody, dark colors, and I couldn't decide between which of their yarn bases to get, because they have so many nice yarn bases. So I got 2 yarn bases, thinking that it could be nice to combine them together to have like every second be like the different fiber. So I'm going to show you. But what I really do like about them as well is that their whole packaging is like biodegradable or reusable in some way, which is really nice. And they also send some more treats in there that's not just the yarn, but I want to save those for later. So I'm starting with the yarns. It's so pretty. Okay, this yarn, I love this color. It's rusty and brown, and it has a little bit of pink to it. This is 100% non-superwash Corriedale fingering weight, 80 meters per 20 grams. So this is the first base that I got, and this is the color Vervain. Alright, I'm assuming that if you have this advent, you've already opened yours, because this is not going to post until the end of the 1st of December. I hope. The other that I got is this fluffy, magnificent thing. So as you can see, it's the same color, but 2 very different fibers. It's incredible how similar they look on different bases, really. The fluffy base is 100% brushed Surrey alpaca. Again, fingering weight, so 80 meters is 20 grams. So this could either be really cool to combine and hold them together, or you could do sort of, or I could do, if I were to do a blanket or a shawl, I could do this color, and then I could do the other base, and then the next color in this base, and go like that. Does that make sense to you? Oh, that would be a lot of fun. There are some shawls that do combine a fingering weight with like a mohair or a Surrey alpaca and sort of alternate. So that could be really, really fun. I'm really happy with this. This first colorway is right up my alley. Okay, fun. Fun. Okay. I have 2 more acquisitions. One of them I was sent, and the other one I went to a knitting festival and I bought yarn. So maybe we can start with what I was sent. So I was really lucky that John Arbin Textiles got in contact with me, and they asked me if I would like to try one of their new bases. And the new base is the Yarnadelic worsted yarn. And they sent me this. I hope it's focusing on the yarn and not on me. So this is the Yarnadelic worsted weight to light Aran yarn, and this is the Hey Moon colorway. It's 100% Falklands Corriedale yarn. It's made in the UK. 100 grams is 216 meters, and they recommend a needle 4.5 to 6 millimeters. And they also sent a color chart of all of their colorways. So the Hey Moon is the color there. And the yarns seem to have a bit of depth to them. Not all of the ones, but the greens definitely have different, how do you describe it? It's not a single block color, it's heathery. So the green ones, they have that. The hay moon, the waltz, and the les fleurs also. The balida is really beautiful if you like brown and blue together. I think my favorite might just be the black gold of the sun. This really dark one. It's really beautiful in real life. So check that out if you want to get your hands on some 100% Falklands Corriedale. This is the Yarnadelic, I think I'm saying that right. Yarnadelic from John Arbin Textiles. Yeah. Let's see if there's something else I've forgotten to say. The Corriedale is farmed in the Falkland Islands. So they're ensuring that the animals have been treated with the utmost care and are free from harmful mulesing. And the fibre has then been dyed in the UK and lovingly prepared, blended and spun at the North Devon mill. And the full skein of 100 grams costs £19, and then they also have mini skeins for $6.25 for 25 grams. And yeah, you can also see the colorways here, but they don't look as vibrant and beautiful in the photos as in real life, but that just might be because it's printed on paper. So there's some really nice ones to try here. I'm not sure what I'm going to make yet. It is surprisingly soft, so I could make a hat from it, but I think it would also make for some really nice socks. Now, I need to do a little bit more research on the Corriedale base, if it's sturdy enough for socks or if it should be paired with something for strength. It's some really nice tones of purple, blue, and yellows in here. So it would be a shame to mute it down. So I would like it to shine on its own. So yes, I'm really excited though to find the right project for this. So thank you so much to John Arbin Textiles. Then the last acquisitions is we drove to Oslo to go to a birthday, and it so happened that there was also a knitting festival in town. And it's actually the first knitting festival that I ever went to. Basically, it's more of a market. You don't pay to get in. And there's lots of stalls and stands where you can buy yarn and knitting stuffs. So my paradise, really. So I did get some yarns that I either have never tried or would be harder for me to get my hands on. The most luxurious yarn that I got was from a stand called Ulveiks, Lodne Hender, and they sell Angora yarns. I think they said they had around 40 Angora rabbits that they cut their wool off, and then they get it spun up and they also dye it. Some they mix with other fibers. So I got these two. This is their 100% Angora rabbit from her Norwegian Angora rabbits, and it's about 200 meters per 50 grams. And both of these are around 48 grams, so it's a fingering weight approximately. She does write on it that there might be some irregularities. This has the softest, gentlest halo that I have ever seen. She had some samples knit up in this, and it was like touching butter. And she told me that when knitting with this, the properties of Angora, it's just gonna grow and grow and bloom and bloom and bloom. So she told me to knit on such a loose gauge that it felt uncomfortably loose, and that's when you had it right. If I knit it tight, it's just gonna felt into itself and be very stiff. So I will keep that in mind. Angora is not the cheapest fiber. It would be amazing to have a sweater in this, but we can't afford that. So I got 2 of this, thinking that I might want to make a cowl with a little bit of color work. So I picked up this skein, which is 45% pelt wool, which is one of my favorite sheep fibers, 30% Angora rabbit, and 25% mulberry silk. And it says it's 175 meters per 50 grams, so it's slightly thicker, but because it doesn't have as much Angora as the other ones, I'm thinking it's not going to bloom as much, so I can probably knit it on the same needle and it will work really well together. And just look at those colors. Oh, this might just be my favorite color in the world. Like an orangey brownie cognac. So yeah, I might do a folded over collar and then do some color work for front section and back. We shall see. Maybe I'll design something so that this will really shine. I don't know. It would be really nice to have a hat of this, but it would be very floppy. And I'm not a huge floppy hat fan. I do prefer them to sit quite fitted to my head. There was a lot of fingerless gloves among her samples, which were really, really lovely. So I might make... I have one pattern of fingerless gloves that I made last year. And it's the Huldras mittens. And I think... this would be really, really nice for those. So in the Huldras mittens, there's actually 3 colors, but the 3rd color is only used for here and here. So I could just find a scrap for my stash. Fibers everywhere. Or I could just omit it. Oh, that would be really good. It would be really good. But that doesn't use that much yarn, so we'll see. We'll see what this beauty. Look at that drape. Yeah, it doesn't really stand up on its own. This one has also got a lot of drape, but not as much as the 100% Angora, which is really just floppy. So that was one acquisition, which I need to find the perfect usage for it. This yarn was... so it's called Strikkernes Marked, I believe, and they had a booth as well where they sold a lot of silk mohair and fluffy yarns. It was all fluffy and it was all crazy vibrant. I saw this color and I just wanted to get one skein of them. And this was really pretty and aqua-y, so they didn't really have these sort of gloomy and darker colors, which is what I usually gravitate towards, but I thought this was really pretty. And what I want to do with this single skein, this is 80-20, 80% merino, 20% silk, I believe, is I want to pair this with a white sock yarn and just let the mohair shine. And then maybe I will get 2 pairs of socks out of that. So maybe keep one or maybe gift both. We shall see. But yes, I thought it was really pretty. I think I have a label because they didn't have labels around the yarn, but they put one. Oh no, it's not Strikkernes Marked. It's Strikkefeber. Focus. Strikkefeber. And it's silk mohair, and it was 72% kid mohair and 28% silk. And it's 420 meters per 50 grams. So yeah, I think this would be a really nice way to make a pair of socks with silk mohair. It would be a lot different instead of the silk mohair muting down a colored yarn. They'll be sprucing up a undyed sock yarn. So that was one. And the first yarn that I got there, they had a yarn booth from spøtegarn, and they had made a Islander genser by garn in like a more solid color, and then the background color was a speckly yarn, and they'd used a blue-green, and I saw that they had this color. And this is hand-dyed yarn, but the base they have gotten from Norwegian yarn producers. So they had some phenol, they got yarn from hillesvåg, and this was the Usk base, which is really a lovely rustic yarn for colorway. Really, really nice. So I asked how much she had used for the Islander that she had hanging, because I want to do that, but with more my colors. So I got 3 skeins of this, which was they don't even have a name for this color, I believe. But to future Inga, if I forget this was on the Usk base, and it was the KR1 from 2022. So I have 3 of this, and the background color is going to be this variegated speckly creation of a yarn. And ideally I would have wanted it to be lighter color, more whitish, but it was either this or one which was more pinkish, and that's not what I wanted. The pinkish worked really well with the green color that they had used, but since I was using a warm, dark, brownish, reddish burgundy, I thought that a warm undertone would work really well. So this one has a colorway. It's called høstvind, which means fall wind or autumnal wind. So yeah, this one has a name. This is høstvind, and this is KR1. And it's going to be a beautiful color work sweater. I don't know if I'll cast it on now or later. It doesn't really matter. At some point it will be casted on, and it's going to be beautiful. The last yarn that I got, I kind of got with no real plan in mind. I just couldn't leave it because Christmas is around the corner, and I saw this. And I'll just disappear, so maybe it'll focus. This is Christmas to me, this red. And she only had 1 skein of this. She had more skeins, but they were a different dye batch, and they weren't as vibrant. This is the Surrey Sky. It's 75% baby surrey alpaca and 25% silk. And this is from spøtegarn. So I really wanted this, but I didn't know what to make with just a 50 gram, I'm assuming it's 50 gram, yeah, 300 meters, a 50 gram skein of this. I didn't really know what to make. And I don't want to use this one for socks, I think. So I had a look, and she had this, which is the 70% baby alpaca, 20% silk, and 10% cashmere. And that's 100 grams, 600 meters. So technically I have twice the amount of this as this, which I didn't realize when I bought that. So coming to you now, I now know that it's not enough to hold them together the whole way. But for a smaller project that might just use 50 grams, I can combine them. And then I can use the rest of this for something else. They are beautifully soft, both of them. But then I figured that if I have some more yarn, then maybe I could do some color work and make more things with it or something bigger. So I got the same in her undyed, or at least white color. So the white color is called Elsa. It's the same base with the baby alpaca silk and cashmere and the baby cereal alpaca and silk. I don't think the other ones had a name on them. No, they didn't. But the white one, she has written Elsa on it. So this might become some Christmassy inspired color work. If you have some ideas, please share it below. I would like to find something really nice for this special yarn. So a lot of these babies are really yarny souvenirs, especially these. I don't have a lot of baby cereal alpaca and cashmere baby alpaca and angora, and these are some special fibers, extremely soft and beautiful, and I want to find the perfect project for them. It would be really nice to knit on this for Christmas, so I hope I can find a good project for it. The other ones, they do have like a set plan in mind. So, yes. I think that was enough for today. I hope that you're enjoying this time of year, whether it's summer or winter, if you celebrate Christmas or not. I just hope you're having a lovely time and that you get to make what you love and love what you make. And I will see you soon. Bye. Good morning. It's the 1st of December and I just woke up. I don't know if I will be doing Vlogmas more than whatever this creation is. I just wanted to share a little bit with you since it's my day off before the weekend. I have decorated slightly for Christmas, not very much. I'm currently hanging up the advents, so I wanted to show you that. So in the window here is the advent calendar swap that I've done with some podcasters. This beautiful creation was sent to me by Amy Palco, a lovely podcaster that you should check out. And today is the 1st of December. And I'm actually enjoying a sunny morning, which is rare here on the west coast of Norway. I still need to cut off the excess string, but let's see what we got. So this is my little morning setup. I got my advents that I just opened. I haven't looked yet. I got my large whip, which I keep on the couch because the unspun nutiden and plötulopi are a bit delicate to drag everywhere, so that's just resting right there. Don't remember, I think it's bjørkraglan in Norwegian, so a birch raglan is the name of the pattern. I'll put it below if I talk about knitting. Here I have a little late night cast on, a pair of socks that I am intending on knitting as a tube and put in an afterthought heel. And this is some yarn that I bought a year ago, which is merino and mohair blend. But I was a bit unsure how it would hold up with socks. I know that mohair is a fiber that you can use for sturdiness, like a little bit like silk and nylon. But just to be safe and to knit a gift a little bit quicker, I'm holding it together with a white strand of silk mohair from Drops that I had in stash. So just, it makes it a bit thicker. So I think I have 48 stitches here. I cast on 64 for the leg to be wide and elastic using the old German twisted cast on. I have my other whips in a pile over here, And that's a bag of yarn that I bought at a knitting festival last weekend, which I'll probably show you in the next podcast, or if I continue doing this, I'll show you. Here we're going to see what Amy sent. Beautiful. She sent me yogi tea with the flavor rose. Delicious. Alright, I'm wearing sweatpants because I can't be bothered. This is information about the yarn. Jameson Spindrift. Oops. Oh, that's beautiful. Really interesting colors. Pink and beige and green. And so neatly wound up. And a little chocolate. Oh, I'm having this for dessert. So if you like this color, this was some stash from Amy's from Jameson Spindrift. And here's the information. Oh, I need to find a perfect project. I haven't decided if I'm going to do just like one by one, or if I'm going to wait until I have them all and then find a good project for them. That's what I did last year with the advents that I got, and they're still hanging on the wall as decorations. So we shall see. But that was the advent for today. Now I'm going to enjoy my breakfast. This is some Norwegian julebrød, which is bread with raisins and some spices that I have toasted. And then butter and brown goat cheese. That's my go-to. Very Christmassy feeling. I have a Christmas tea. I bought a tea advent. This one was some berry and orange. And I have a little dash of milk in it. And then I have some coffee that Matthias made me this morning, but then I slept in, so I heated it in the microwave because that's how fancy we are. So yeah, that's my little morning setup, and I will talk to you soon.